Welcome to. Oh, it's already. Thank you, Ash. Okay, wait. Yeah. Welcome to our day 5 of our post match. Welcome to the day 5 of the post match of this life. My God, I messed up the introduction, but yes, welcome. It's a bit of a bittersweet moment because we all know that the legend of the modern era and the best spinner in this era, and so many things to talk about Ashwin itself.
Yeah.
But yes, before we get into that, hey guys, welcome. It's a Wednesday afternoon. We did end in a draw. The series is leveled 1-all. It's not the worst position to be in. Again, couple of months ago, if you told me that by the end of 3 test matches, if you were 1-all, we take this.
Happily take
Hi
it.
Shrikant, hi Erin, hi maybe Shrishant, hey Zappy, hey Dhruv,
Hey, crick fan.
Dhurai. Sorry, I read that completely wrong. Hey yo buddy,
What's up? What's up?
Fulania, what a name. Rain saved Aussies. I like the optimism, but yes,
That's
welcome
the
to
spirit that the Indians operate with.
our life. Do you think India could have won this without bad light? Yeah, there's a lot to talk about. There's a lot to unpack. We also have to talk about the man himself. But before that, if you guys are joining for the first time, if you have already joined us for the millionth time, I still have to do this. We have a lot of segments where we talk about the positives, negatives, what India should do better now in the next test match. Usually we do it tomorrow. We also have a segment where we take it from the stands, and that's you guys. We take questions from you guys and we talk about that.
Yeah.
Today we have a special segment on Ashwin himself. And we also talk about what Australia needs to do to maybe probably win the match or the series. So yes, we have a lot to unpack. We also have two analysis. We have one of KL Rahul, very, very interesting analysis. And the other is a partnership between Bumrah and Akashdeep that we can talk about.
Yeah.
So yes, that is that. Shrikant, did I miss it?
Miss what?
I don't know the first part of your question. To miss it. Oh, wish they gave guard of honor to Ashwin. Yeah, I don't think they gave guard of honor.
No, I don't think there was anything of that sort.
Yeah.
At least till we were watching.
I mean,
till
on
the
live
very
there
end.
wasn't anything like.
Yeah.
But DSP finally delivered. Yes, there's a couple of things to unpack here. Before we talk about Ashwin, or should we just get into Ashwin?
I think we
We'll
can
just get into Ashwin. Yes.
Yeah.
So yes, Ashwin did announce his retirement post-match in the press conference. He came out with Rohit Sharma. He talked about. I feel like it was almost a forceful thing because the first thing he said was, "Now that the
Now
news
that
is
it's
out,
out,
I'd
yeah.
rather be here and talk about it." But yeah, he did announce his retirement. He did say he has a lot more to give, except he might just give it in club cricket.
Right.
I'm sure he meant IPL.
I mean,
I like how you called it club cricket.
who knows? He might still go and play county.
Yeah, or division
likes.
matches. Ashwin always played division matches in Tamil Nadu.
Yeah.
But yeah, talking about Ashwin, you're an off spinner.
Yeah.
Just, I have a lot to talk about him. We've made multiple videos and multiple reels about the man. But yeah. What's your say on Ashwin?
Funnily enough, all this while it wasn't hitting me that he's announced his retirement. But now that we are on the live, I'm actually starting to feel the gravity of Ravichandran Ashwin no longer being a part of this Indian Test squad. Just to put it in numbers, because that's what we like to do here. Highest wicket taker for India and also in India in Test matches. Second highest wicket taker for India after Anil Kumble. And yeah,
Overall,
that is 106 Test matches, 537 wickets at an average of 24. They do not come by any greater than Ravichandran Ashwin. He's won the World Cup, he's won the Champions Trophy, he's won IPLs, He's done it all basically. He's won Border-Gavaskar Trophy twice. How many people get to say that?
Yeah, that's true.
And yeah, I think 7th highest wicket taker overall in the history of cricket. So definitely one of the legends of our game. India is going to be left with a big hole.
True.
Let's not forget
And
his
I don't
contributions.
think people realize that.
Exactly. With the bat also, he's got multiple Test centuries. And yeah, like I think
Match-saving knocks. And
match-saving knocks, all of it.
leaving that one ball for a wide in the T20 World Cup.
Oh yeah, that too. That's true. Yeah, a lot of things, and I'm sure you guys in the chat also realize a lot of. Ashna, thank you, Ashna. What a crazy career.
Yeah, that's true. I feel like it hit me the second he announced it, because we also talked about how this might be it for him. Like this WTC cycle might be it. Like I cannot think of a match where I'm not seeing Ashwin and analyzing his action. And like the next test match, he's not going to be there. The next test series, he's not going to be there. We cannot hope for Ashwin to be in the side anymore from the next test match, because he's just not playing anymore. Like, and that's what hurts a lot. Not being able to see him live in that white jersey, like knowing that he's done all of the homework that he possibly could,
Yeah.
and knowing that I can text Pratip about, oh, he's made this change in his action, or he's done that, or he has this new ball in his arsenal. It's that with Ashwin. It's not just the cricketing bit, which he is known for. I mean, the wickets that he has, the way he goes about taking wickets, and even his batting. I mean, he's one of the most elegant batters if you just look at
True.
it objectively.
That is true.
But it's also off the field stuff, the opinions that he has, his press conferences, the things he says. I mean,
His
he did say
YouTube
that.
channel,
Yeah, his
pretty
YouTube channel.
awesome.
He
Yeah.
did say that he will be doing more of cricket stuff. He will be in the cricketing world.
Yeah.
But just to see Ashwin not be there in the internationals, I don't think people understand how big of a deal it is.
Yeah.
And I feel like he's the most underrated legend that India has ever had.
Yeah.
Because he doesn't necessarily have a PR. He doesn't care about. I
That's
mean, I
true.
don't know if he cares about it. He doesn't build on his brand value and all of that. Doesn't market himself a certain way. So yeah, I don't think people realize how big of a deal this is. Oh, hashtag like the stream. I thought you said strike the stream, so that's why I looked at it. But yeah, just not seeing Ashwin there, not seeing his off spinners, not being able to compare Ashwin and Jadeja, not as in versus, like not comparing each other,
Yeah.
but just both of them together.
Together.
Watching
That's
them
true.
from both ends in like the Indian test matches in India. Not seeing all of that will be like, it'll break my heart.
That is true.
Yeah. It's quite sad.
Yeah.
And even Rohit Sharma in the post match, he looked defeated. He looked so sad. I don't know if that's because of things around him or whatever, or if it's just because of Ashwin's retirement. I mean, Rohit Sharma did say that he had to convince Ashwin to play the pink ball test, which means the second he was dropped from the first test match, he just called it.
That's true. Yeah.
And that's just saying something. And you can't even blame him. I'm happy he left in his own regard.
On his prime.
Yeah, in his prime. I don't know if it's his prime, but in his own, like he made his decision rather than someone pushing him out.
Yeah.
I mean, to see Sundar start ahead of him in the first test match, that should have taken a big hit on him, especially after the New Zealand series.
That's true.
So I don't blame him at all. I'm very, very glad he took his decision for himself. And yeah, just hopefully in the IPL, I mean, to see him coming back to Chennai, playing with Dhoni, if he does play, that is, and just playing with Jadeja.
Yeah.
There'll be a lot of homecoming and a lot of emotions going around.
That's true.
But yeah, we will talk about Ashwin. We'll talk about all of this with you guys. Let's talk about the test match, the morning recap. What happened in the morning? Because not a lot of you wake up at 5 a.m. and that's absolutely fine because there's no reason to. So we lasted 4 overs with Bumrah and Akashdeep with the bat. Akashdeep's dismissal was very subtle. No real big celebrations. Everyone pretended as if this was what was supposed to happen. He did get stumped. Everyone just walked off. It was referred to the third umpire, but it was the most nonchalant of dismissals. And then Australia comes on to bat after a bit of rain. Siraj starts off with the new ball with Bumrah, which was a surprise to me. But what was not surprising, if he only lasted 3 overs before Siraj was taken off and Akashdeep came back in. And Akashdeep and Bumrah started assaulting the Australian batters because Australian batters went about attacking because they wanted to set a target and wanted a couple of overs before they could bowl to the Indian team. And yeah, Bumrah and Akashdeep took plenty of wickets and then Australia got all out and then we saw India come to bat, which didn't last very long. And then rain interruption and then that was it. That was basically the morning session. Talking about positives for the day and the test match, there are a plenty even if most of the, even though
a lot of things have, even though this test match has ended in a draw, despite all of the rain, still a lot of positives, despite the fact that Australia did dominate for the first couple of days. I think India did really well to come back on the last couple of days of this test match itself. And firstly, I think something that a lot of Indians can take heart from is the way Akashdeep bowled in this test match. There was a lot of talk around that supporting pacer role, and I think Akashdeep has come and done a great job. He in fact even got a couple of wickets today, and you can see his figures here as well. So good returns for him. He bowled really well in the first innings, bowled really well in this innings as well, albeit of course the fact that the Australian batters were going for it, so it would have been easier to get them out, but still he's got his wickets. It'll be good for him going into the fourth test match. That's on Akashdeep. That's on the positives. Jasprit Bumrah once again just continues to shine. Got 3 wickets once again. So all looks good there. Apart from that, I think on the batting front, the way KL and Jaddu batted in this test match, a lot can be taken away from that, especially KL. I think now he's just become reliable for the rest of this series. I don't see him moving anywhere else. He's going to play at the top.
Yep.
And with Jaddu, I think now he's made a very strong case to retain his place in that fourth test match as well. Also because now Ashwin's retired. So yeah, I think from that side, that point of view, I guess it's positive because India is most likely going to go in with the same squad for the next test match, unless of course there's like a drastic change in the kind of conditions we have. And the last thing is the captaincy was slightly better in terms of the field placement. Obviously, Rohit Sharma was still off at a lot of places, but their supposed plans to Travis Head and just having the sweepers out and just ensuring that Travis Head doesn't get away, despite him getting the century, of course. But I think there's an improvement there, and going into the fourth test, even psychologically, because of how this match has played out, it does look like good signs for India.
That's true. Talking about... Oh, do you want... We can continue talking about batting analysis before we go on to the...
Awesome. So here's a stat that had come up on the broadcast, right? And it's about how KL Rahul has been very good at leaving the balls and also defending. And you'll see, obviously, because he's also played probably a very high amount of deliveries, this number will be inflated. But it just goes to show the kind of control that KL Rahul has had, his resilience and his decision and resolve to leave the balls that are probably somewhere around off stump or outside off stump that he doesn't necessarily have to play at. And even like about the defense itself, I know it's just number of balls faced, but it does show the kind of resolve he's shown. It does show how he's happy to defend. He's not necessarily looking to attack each and everything. And as you'll see, like he is the top of this chart for the series, the only Indian here in the top 3. So that's great stuff for India moving forward.
The next is about the partnership, the Akashdeep Bumrah partnership of 47, which is the third highest in Australia. We put this stat up because it's interesting. If you look at number 1, it's Sunil Gavaskar and SR. And Rohit Sharma, Virat Kohli continue to fail, and it's just become a trend where they do continue to fail, and it's almost saddening to see, but they will need to step up in the next 2 test matches. If not, we might just have more announcements coming in. And yeah, even Yashasvi Jaiswal, for that matter, he did play well in the second innings for the brief period that he was in. He also changed his initial movement, which was quite surprising, because he was walking into the wicket. He was walking to the bowler, which you don't want to see against the Australian bowlers, especially with Mitchell Starc and Pat Cummins when they can bowl a good bouncer. That was a bit of a surprise. I was just waiting for a bouncer to see how Jaiswal counters it, but there wasn't a bouncer. They walked up before that. But it's good to see that Jaiswal is trying something new, trying to get out of the way of Mitchell Starc's outswinging delivery. So that is great. But again, Shubman Gill and the rest of the top of the order, they really need to step up. I know Pratap talked about how Rohit Sharma's captaincy to certain batters were good, but overall his captaincy has still been a bit of a low. He could have... I mean, we saw attacking fields when the Indian batters were batting in the second innings, and I think Rohit Sharma should have done the same thing when the Australian batters were going about. Especially when Jadeja was bowling, there were no attacking fielders right next to the batters. There were no short leg silly points. There were no fielders around him.
Telling us to check audio.
Oh. Of course we need to check audio. Oh, now it's Hood.
Cool. Okay. Good. Nice. What's the last thing you guys heard?
No, but that's fine. We were just talking about Rohit Sharma's captaincy and how that might be a problem. You know, if there is an audio issue... Oh, I don't know if there's an audio issue actually. Let us know if it's all good. Oh, because of this 10 seconds thing, I don't know. You'll have to wait for 10 seconds too. It's fine. But is the audio fine? Even if it's low, it's okay. But like audio delay. Just 5 seconds delay now. It's okay. Yeah, cool. Thanks.
Okay.
Yeah, so I was talking about Rohit Sharma's captaincy and how, yeah, even if there were few positives, overall it was still a slump. Let's talk about top performances of the day.
Well, so top performances of today itself, Akashdeep and Jasprit Bumrah both bowled brilliantly, both hit the right areas. Nothing that we haven't already seen these two do in this test match itself. And for the entirety of the test match, we've already spoken about it, but I think these two bowlers, Siraj also getting into some sort of rhythm was nice to see. Of course, he got taken off the attack a little early today, but it'll be good because he's got those wickets which will hold him in good stead moving forward into the series. Apart from that, obviously, KL Rahul and Ravindra Jadeja with the bat, something that we've already touched upon. But yeah, let us know what you guys think also in the comments. Were there any other positives that stand out for all of you? So yeah,
Yeah,
that's
let's
on
take it from the stands. Here we go. This is where we take your questions and talk about everything you guys have to say. First of all, Wednesday afternoon again. Thank you so much for watching. Like, it's great to watching. Yeah, thank you so much for joining us. A Chalf. As good as the Aussie middle order has been, McSweeney and Khawaja have been heavily underperformed. Will we see them swap out McSweeney? Ooh, that's interesting. To be fair, even Mitchell Marsh hasn't performed, but I don't think he'll be dropped.
Yeah.
They need an all-rounder in the middle. But yeah, what about the Australian top order?
So, I mean, if you swap McSweeney out, your next option is probably Sam Constas, who you'll have to get into the squad.
Or Josh English. I mean,
Or
he
Josh
did open
Inglis.
and he
Fair.
has. Hey, Shrikant, thank you so much for the super chat. Can we have Ashwin career analysis from debut to retirement, and hopefully he continues a spin coach? Drop Gill from his records insane. Yeah, we can have an Ashwin analysis. I mean, we have done it.
We've actually done a bunch of Ashwin videos. We've probably done 2 or 3 Ashwin videos.
The recent one is comparing Ashwin and Nathan Lyon. Of course, it's not until his retirement, but we do have a similar video.
Yeah.
So, maybe Josh English
could come in. Yeah, because both openers are struggling, not just McSweeney.
Yeah, I don't think they'll be swapping out. I'll be shocked if they do.
Yeah. I think it's also about the messaging, right? We spoke about this yesterday as well, how you don't want to keep chopping and changing your squad, irrespective of if you're Australia or India, because then it shows your lack of confidence in players. And the thing with McSweeney is he's only 3 test matches old. He's going up against possibly the best fast bowler in world cricket right now. Unfortunately, he's gotten out almost, I think, every time to Jasprit Bumrah.
True.
So there's nothing much he can do except for just wait his time. He did show a bit of resolve in a couple of innings. So they'll be hoping that he can come out and do that, because the openers still did succeed in playing out the new ball itself, even if it's not shown in their runs. They have played a decent number of balls. Even on the stat that we just showed, McSweeney was there right up there. He's left a lot of balls, defended a lot of balls. So no, I don't think there's going to be a change in openers.
Vishal Kumar Singh asks, who would be the second senior who may retire after the series, considering there were reports of 2 out of 4 Indian seniors who may retire?
Well, let me add fuel to that fire by saying it was Virat Kohli and Ravichandran Ashwin hugging each other in that visual. So, but you never know, right?
Yeah.
Because at this stage, Ashwin's gone. That leaves Virat, Rohit and Jaddu in the seniors. I don't see Jaddu retiring anytime soon.
I don't see a reason why he should.
Yeah, he's performing well whenever he gets picked. Virat and Rohit, I think there might be a little bit of discussion there. But it's all speculation until there's anything concrete.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, I would want to see Virat retire if he doesn't perform, because then the Indian team is just dragging him along, and I don't think he should do that.
Yeah.
I mean, the fact that Ashwin could just step up and retire, I think that was great of him.
Yeah.
Hari. Oh, damn it. He's in. Rishikesh Nambyar. Do you guys think the Ashwin departure with Ashwin's departure, that the off spinner is dead in Test cricket, and will the use of wrist left-hand spinners will be more in Tests?
Very interesting that you bring that up, because today in the post they were talking about off spinners and how there are more off spinners, a resurgence of off spinners. Bangladesh has Mehdi Hasan, India now has Washi into the mix. You might have someone like a Tanush Kotian now move towards the Test squad. Nathan Lyon. You have Glenn Phillips, who balls a little bit of off spin for New Zealand. Obviously, he's not a great off spinner per se. But yeah, I don't know if there's... So here's the thing, right? The thing with finger spin is that it's a lot easier than, say, wrist spin. And so the chances of a good wrist spinner
coming... In terms of control.
Yeah. And so chances of a good wrist spinner coming into the international setup just becomes very rare, especially in Test cricket. There are some good wrist spinners going around, but you won't see them playing Test cricket. You don't have Adam Zampa in the Test squad. So yeah, a lot of things to consider.
We have come too far. Are you both engineers working from... He's an engineer.
I'm an engineer, yeah.
But yeah, we are not engineers working from home. Shrikant, captaincy change needs to happen is clear from Sharma as a player needs less workload. I honestly don't know about workload. Every time there's a workload conversation, I feel like it's so subjective, because how would we know? Is my counter argument, not towards you, just towards people in general. But
Crick fan, thanks for the super chat, guys. Please do not spam this hard. We'll take your question. We can't keep up.
So with Rohit Sharma's workload, I feel like if he thinks he needs to step down from captaincy, might as well. If he doesn't think so, then he shouldn't. But if he doesn't perform by the end of the series, I think a retirement again is very, very close. Because the next assignment is July in England, and that's too far away. And for Virat and Rohit to be there if they don't perform in this series is just saying something. Hey, Vishal Kumar, hey, thank you so much. Thanks for this on-spot answer. Great job, guys. Hey, thanks, man. Appreciate that a lot. Thank you for the super chat. Piranha Plant Bros. I am predicting a tie for this BGT if Australia and India win one of the two remaining matches. This draw made it interesting ending to the series. Your opinion?
Oh, that the BGT itself will end in a draw.
I'm okay with it. We still regain the
we'll regain the Border-Gavaskar Trophy. But obviously it hampers it ends our chances of making it to the WTC final. So it depends on what the Indian team really wants out of this. Obviously, they'll want to win the series. That's the first goal, and then think about the WTC final. But it won't be a bad result for sure, because winning 3 or like retaining the Border-Gavaskar Trophy in Australia thrice, that's a big deal for India. So yeah, there was a question by Crick fan of whether or not India will play 4 pacers in Australia.
The super chat.
Yeah, the super chat. Yeah.
I mean, it will be a brave call for the Indian team to take, especially with how the trend has been in the first 3 matches.
Yeah.
And so if they do that in the 4th match, like, good on them. Like, if Rohit Sharma can rely on the batters to perform, it's a little added pressure because they haven't really performed. But if they can do that, it's great. I think they should have 4 fast bowlers. They should be able to take 20 wickets. But we are taking 20 wickets. So, I don't know. It's a bit of a double-edged sword.
Fair.
Anirudh Joshi, since MCG has become more of a bowler-friendly pitch of late, Indian batters will continue to have a tough time. What do you guys think?
So we still have to do our research on MCG, so I don't want to make some kind of wrong comment. Having said that, irrespective of how the pitch at MCG was, I think India would still want to play a slightly cushioned batting lineup, just simply because of the kind of form the players are in.
Hey Navneet, thank you so much for the super chat. Really appreciate it a lot. We'll talk for a couple. We'll take a little more questions and then we'll talk about what India needs to do in the next test match. And then, it's just, as much as I'm happy that the match ended in a draw, I'm just sad that Ashwin retired. And I feel like Smith got out through the leg side once again. That is true. He did.
It's happened in the previous innings as well.
It's happened against New Zealand so many times. Srivatsav asks, can they bring in new players in the middle of the series? Yeah, you know what? So Gavaskar, which, my God. But like the second after the press conference, the first thing Gavaskar had to say that, why would he retire mid-series? If selectors have selected it, now they're a player short. First of all, I thought, fair opinion, but don't say it then. Like, wait for a bit.
Just give the man his moment. Talk about how he's retired and stuff.
Yeah, but interestingly, it's interesting you asked that. They are a player short now. They don't have an extra spinner.
Yeah.
They could
they have Washi who
if
they want to bring back. Yeah.
But I don't know. I'm sure they can. Like, who's to say they can't?
Yeah, there's nothing stopping them from. But India already has so many players there already. So,
Do you think off-spin to left theory is too underrated? Why cannot a left-arm leggy bowl to a left-hander? Yeah, it is very, very underrated. In fact, Jadeja has a better average against left-handers than right-handers. Better average? Yeah, better average. Yeah. And interestingly, Ashwin has a better average against right-handers in Australia than the left-handers. So that says something. Vedant Kumar,
that only.
Vedant Kumar, do you think Sarfaraz deserves one match in this tour given the domestic prodigy he is?
Yeah, so here's the thing, right? The Indian management would have seen something to have dropped Sarfaraz altogether, because it's not like he wasn't getting the runs in the New Zealand series. He got 150. And so I personally think that, he definitely deserves a chance, needs to be given one spot at least in the Australia series. But again, I don't see that happening because of how settled that middle and lower order
who
is.
Will you drop?
Yeah, where the only person who could have gone out is probably Gill, because he's not performed at all. But again, Gill's only played 2 test matches as of now.
Yeah, because now if you drop Gill, like, why wouldn't you drop
then
Kohli?
Again, there'll be a lot of discussion. And so,
this is very interesting. Zenith Rao says Siraj is very tired. Mukesh will be very effective. I think Mukesh Kumar has come back to India to begin with for Vijay Hazare. I think Mukesh Kumar, Yash Dayal and one more name has come back to India. This is what I've read. I'm not completely sure of this. But Siraj does look tired.
Yeah, Siraj, he's also had the most workload, I
Yeah.
think, of all of the Indian bowlers, be it spinners or even
Yeah.
fast bowlers. Constantly, he's been playing test matches, and you can kind of see it in this series. Siraj has not been 100%, that's for sure. Even if he gains his rhythm, it's only for a spell or two, and
Yes.
then he's starting to spray it a bit.
Jay Panchal asks, how long will India have to wait to find a quality second bowler, preferably a left armer who can consistently swing the ball both the ways? Jasprit Bumrah yesterday, I think, said that, I mean, they are in a transition when it
Yeah.
comes to fast bowlers, and
Yeah.
it will take time. And I agree with him. As much as we give Siraj a lot of slack, I think even he will take some time to be settled as either the number second or the number third fast bowler in the team.
Yeah.
Because now we have a Bumrah, so we are so. And in the last couple of years, the way our fast bowlers have grown up and everything, like we are so spoiled because we had the Ishant Sharma, Shami, Umesh Yadav, we had Jasprit Bumrah, in fact. So, like, to have all of these guys and suddenly to not have any of these guys is a big deal. So, it will take time, and we will just need to give these youngsters a little more time because you don't get fast bowlers like ready for Test cricket every day, and it'll just take time.
Guys, you need to stop spamming, please. Pirana says Boland to return in MCG with the record he has 6 for 7. And Shami coming back. Big competition.
I don't know if Shami is coming
Yeah,
back.
I don't think there's any reports around.
Rohit Sharma in the press conference and that the NCA will have to say. You know what this reminded me of? I remember there was a press conference. I think it was in South Africa when they asked Virat, what about Rohit? Is he coming to South Africa, one of the foreign series? And Rohit Sharma said, "You'll have to ask him."
Yeah.
You'll have to. And that gave me the same vibe. And Rohit Sharma said, "The NCA will have to." Why can't you guys are teammates, just ask each other.
Yeah. But yeah, Boland at MCG is going to be interesting. Hazelwood ruled out of the rest of the series. And yeah, Boland's a handful. By no means is he an easy bowler. Keeps hitting the same spot over and over and over. And so it's going to be interesting. Boys, anti-spam, please. Yeah, we might have to go
Edit's
for
probably going to miss Ashwin's magical spell. Wait. And you think who will be the like-for-like replacement for Ashwin in tests?
Like-for-like replacement, most likely at this point seems to be Washi because he's an off-spinner, can bat a bit, has a comfortably smart head on his shoulders. But only time will tell, right? It's still too early to say who's going to replace Ashwin because it's a big ask. You don't know who's going to come there. But yeah, Washi seems fairly likely.
Hi, Parker. As good as we've taken this question. We've talked about McSweeney and Khawaja. Dude, I don't think they'll drop Virat Kohli due to his brand value to the BCCI and the Indian cricket team and his ability to perform in pressure situations. That I agree with the first bit. I disagree with the second bit. He hasn't performed under pressure situations in Test cricket for a while.
Yeah, not as in Test cricket it's been a while.
Yeah, so I don't think that I agree with. But yeah, I don't think they can just drop him.
They can't just drop him, but there will be a line, right?
Yeah.
There will be communication if he fails to continue to perform. So yeah.
Vedant Kumar, going out of topic, the Champions Trophy, who will open? Yeah, we'll talk about that when Champions Trophy is around the corner. There's still a long while to go for that. There are a couple of ODI there's one ODI series actually before that. We'll talk about it when it's
India
time.
playing
Shrikant,
England.
I think Tanush Kotian or Sai Sudarshan can be the fourth spinner.
Sai Sudarshan?
Aksar and Kuldeep are still in the mix. Sai?
Or do you mean Sai Kishore? Yeah.
Yeah, because Sai Sudarshan, if he starts becoming India's spinner, we have major problems.
Yeah, Tanush Kotian, here's the thing, right? And we've spoken about this at length a couple of months back of how we don't think Tanush Kotian has the game to succeed overseas with the ball yet because technically he's not there. He doesn't use a lot of body when he balls off spin. You'll see him doing well on tracks that 8 spinners, so he could be a good option at home. And as for Sai Kishore, he kind of trailed off after that or during that Duleep Trophy, didn't get much opportunity
He was
to
the
ball
highest
even
wicket taker last year in the Ranji Trophy.
Yeah. So Sai Kishore again will have to keep having good seasons of domestic cricket to make sure his name is there, and possibly he'll also have to do well in the IPL. So yeah.
True. Zenith, Virat and Rohit average are under 10s in the first innings in 2024. Are they dropped? How can you drop lead spinner? Because we have another one who can bat and bowl. This leads to frustration again and again. Exactly what we were talking about. If Ashwin was a batsman, he would have gotten a retirement game 100%.
Yeah.
It's because he's a bowler and because I don't even know what. Yeah,
It's just how Indian cricket has treated spinners, bowlers versus batters. Yeah, what else have we got?
Siddharth Sharma, I think he can do better than Gill.
I think he's replying to
Yeah, I'm
someone
sure.
in the
Yeah,
chat.
but like I don't know who you're replying to.
Yeah.
MS Dhoni retired after third test match. Ashwin retired after third test match. Rohit Sharma had a child during the BGT. So did Virat Kohli and Dhoni too. It's crazy coincidence. I mean, what's coincidence is Kumble retired third test match in 2028 after
2028?
Sorry, 2008. After getting, I don't know who, but a batter starting name is Mitchell as his last wicket. I don't know who can it be. I don't know. I forgot the name. And Ashwin's last wicket is Mitchell Marsh. And he retires after the third test match.
Nice.
That's a coincidence. Hey guys, just make a video on cricket pitches, how they work, please. Have we made a video on this?
Not on pitches. We
Okay.
can do one.
Yeah. Rohit Sharma Samsung. How can India find a way to dismiss the openers of Australia in quick time periods, which will expose their middle order to the new ball? I think we're doing that fairly fine.
Think we're doing that okay. Apart from a couple of innings where they played out the new ball, I think India has been fairly decent at removing the top four.
Yes.
I think Akashdeep is hitting his mark very well, so is Bumrah. So just start with both of them. But then the question that comes is, where do you ball Siraj? Because first change he's not
True.
going to be as effective.
True.
Does that call for Siraj being dropped or rested and bringing in another seamer in the form of possibly Prasidh Krishna?
Yeah, true. Someone asked, should Virat bat? Well, Srivatsav again asked, do you think Virat should bat at number 3? The fact that number 4 is such a big issue to imagine him batting number 3. He has the worst average batting number 3 is what I want to say compared to his other positions. I might be wrong, but maybe. Parker says, loved your Bhuvi video. Hey, thanks. Oh yeah, if you haven't watched that video, we put that video out yesterday, so join that. Erin recently joined, guys, a video explaining seam swing, please. Oh, fair. I mean, we can do that right now if you want.
Yeah.
Do you want to do it?
Let us know in the chat if you want us to explain the difference between seam and swing. It won't take too long.
Yeah.
But if you guys are okay
give
with
us
it,
a yes if you want. It's the easiest thing to do.
yeah.
I mean, you can always explain it. Vishal Kumar Singh. Kumble's last wicket was Mitchell Johnson. Yes, correct. Thanks for that. And Ashwin's last wicket was Mitchell Marsh. Cricket, please put on slow mode. Fine, I'm going to do that. I removed it. Now I will do it. Yeah, why not? I like how someone said no thanks for the explanation. At least you're honest. Like, I appreciate that. Might as well be honest.
Okay, there are some yeses.
Oh, there are yeses.
Yeah, there's Pratik.
Sure.
Heavy out. Cool.
Fine. We can possibly make a video on this, but this is a very quick explanation. Go on.
Cool. So the basic difference between seam and swing is the movement of the ball. In the case of seam, it's the movement of the ball after it has pitched on the pitch. And for swing, it's the ball's movement in the air before it pitches. That's simply what it is.
I mean, you can also swing the ball after it pitches, but by then it reaches the wicket keeper. But yeah, that's basically it. Seam movement is off the pitch every time the ball. It's like spin, except in a fast bowler.
Yeah.
And swing is like Pratap said.
Hope that answers it, guys. Let us know if you have any more questions.
Yeah.
And we can make a fully in-depth video on this as well. There's a lot of mechanics to talk about.
Like the wobble seam and how that's become such a big deal in the international circuit right now.
Yeah.
Pranav Chaudhary, why are we not playing more ODIs nowadays? We are wasting talent at Ruturaj, Ishan, Shreyas and many others. At least play ODI for letting so many talented players play for India. I don't think, excuse me, if that's the reason why we need to play an ODI format or an ODI match, then the format's probably dead.
Yeah, so here's the thing, right? The format's actually pretty dead. Commercially also, if this is the logical answer I'm giving you, commercially T20s are more profit generating for these cricket boards. And so you'll see more likely T20 games being played usually.
Yeah.
And it's funny because we have the Champions Trophy coming up, and in the build-up to that, we just have one series, one ODI series.
We had one against Sri Lanka at home, which we lost.
Away, and
away.
in Sri Lanka, and we lost that. So yeah, ODI is probably the least popular format of cricket right now, at least bilaterals. There has been conversation around bringing back some things like the Tri-Nation tournaments and everything, which
That'd
the
be
Afro-Asia
so
Cup,
interesting,
which should actually be really nice. But yeah, as of now,
Vishal Kumar Singh asks an interesting question. None of the Indian right-hand batsmen have averaged 40 plus in tests since 2021. What can be the main reason?
there are multiple reasons. I think there's also the fact that just the pitches now
Yeah.
are slightly
In the recent past, yes, it's become
more
tougher to
rated
bat.
bowlers. Yeah.
And also, a lot of Indian batters have slump in form after COVID.
That's
So
true.
that's another reason. Like Shubman Gill still finding his feet. Yashasvi Jaiswal, he
Averages
50
more than
plus. That's
yeah.
true. Virat Kohli is struggling. Rohit Sharma, I mean, was struggling, wasn't struggling, but now is struggling.
Yeah.
There's a lot of reasons. You can look at it internationally, where it's become a lot tougher to bat, which is a fact. And you can just look at it subjectively with the Indian team itself, and then you can look at forms and all of that. You can see my hand. Sorry about that. Right. We'll take a couple more questions before we go ahead and finish this live. Star edits, can Akashdeep do the thing with the bat? What Tim Saudi and Pat Cummins are doing right now?
He's definitely shown more promise than Mohammad Siraj. I'll tell you that much.
That is true.
Akashdeep did bat well. He batted with a sensible head on his shoulders. So India will hope that he can replicate this moving forward.
Guys, I'm telling you, Rahane should be brought back into the team. I don't think so, no.
Even I don't think so. There's a reason for it. Ashwin's made a whole video on it.
Oh, I thought that was you who made the video on it.
I made the Pujara one.
No, but like even without watching the video, he didn't perform in Ranji Trophy. He played well in the T20 format.
Yeah, he's played well in SMAT.
Yeah.
But where do you bring him into India's T20 squad? That's just not something that will happen. Yeah.
Yo, buddy, do you think Sanju Samson should be tried in test matches?
No. Sanju does not have the technique for test cricket. And more importantly, if he was anywhere even close in that conversation, he would have been scoring runs in Ranji,
Which he
isn't. I don't think he averages even 40 in Ranji Trophy cricket. Even for Kerala, he bats way down at number 6.
Which I don't understand why.
So, no, Sanju for red ball is a no.
Yeah. Dina, let me know. And it doesn't matter. Do you think we could have pulled out a win and Ashwin not announcing his retirement had it not rained? Pulled out a win would have been very, very difficult.
That would have been as miraculous as Gabba last time.
Yeah, if not more.
Yeah.
Just because the way Australians were trying to attack and getting out showed that if you apply yourselves, you can bat. But if not, it's very difficult to continue to bat.
True.
And I don't think India winning or losing would have changed Ashwin's announcement because like Rohit said, he had to convince Ashwin not to retire from the second test match.
Yeah.
So it was only about time. Should we start making pace-friendly pitches considering Ashwin retired? I mean, considering how bad we play spin now? Yeah,
Yes.
maybe. Erin, guys, what happened to Vihari?
Very interesting. I think personally, even we don't think he's done much wrong to have been dropped from the squad. He's shown that resilience. He's shown that he can be a Pujara-like batter.
Yes.
And he's also not old. He has age on his side. He's like 30, 32 if I'm not wrong. But yeah, the thing is, Vihari isn't scoring as many runs now in Ranji.
This is quite sad.
Yeah, and here's the thing, right? So most batters have their peak as batters between the age of 26, 27 to 30, 31. And the reason might simply be that Vihari is out of his batting peak, which means he's not scoring as many runs in Ranji.
True.
And maybe that's why India want to look at options that are more long term. That's all I can think of, really.
What do you think the Travis Head plan would be in the 4 test match? We made a whole video on this. And to be fair, in this second innings, Siraj did bowl a couple of bouncers.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying that is why I got out because Travis Head was trying to swing it out of the park.
Yeah.
But do more of that maybe. Just a little more of that in the 4 test match.
Short balls make him play outside off. Ball to his stumps around 4th, 5th stump as soon as you can early in the innings.
Runil asks, why don't India look for Pujara's replacement like an Ishwaran? Because I don't think Ishwaran is a like-to-like replacement for Pujara. Also because Ishwaran is an opener.
Right.
But I feel like we have one. We have KL Rahul. He's doing the job. Maybe not consuming the amount of balls as Pujara did, but KL Rahul is doing the ball, grinding out the batters. It's no coincidence that in the last couple of BGTs, the best batters have been the people who have taken the most number of balls here. Like KL Rahul and now Pujara.
Yeah.
Karun Nair should have played.
Yeah.
Maybe back then. Maybe given a little more chance.
Yeah, definitely he could have got a slightly longer rope.
Yeah.
And I say this because a lot of other batsmen who've struggled have gotten much longer ropes. Karun Nair had that potential. He got a triple century. So yeah, on you with this.
Yeah. Now it's too late for him because, again, he doesn't really perform in the Ranji Trophy anymore. Shonan, if Sai Sudarshan played instead of Particle in first match, maybe he performed well because he performed well in India A versus Australia A matches. Which is a very interesting take. Because Sai Sudarshan, technically, he might be a little more sound than Particle.
Yeah.
But because Devdutt has played for India, I think it was...
He got the nod ahead, But yeah, they're fairly similar in that they're both very elegant left-handers, a little bit of flair to their cover
Yeah,
drives
true.
and everything. But there has been a lot of conversation around Sai Sudarshan having a better temperament. He's
Yeah.
got big runs, and so yeah,
Runs in the county setup too.
yeah.
Apart from KL Rahul, none of the batters have shown the temperament to leave the ball for India. Does Particle deserve another chance? I feel like, yeah, the Particles stuff, I
Hmm.
don't know.
Okay, so even if he does, where do you play him? Are you willing to drop Gill after 2 test matches? Because I know this management isn't. So
Yeah.
yeah,
Manish Pandey also should have played. That is true.
yeah.
I mean, looking at his Ranji record, he should have probably been given a chance, but recently he did get dropped from SMAT and Vijay. Not SMAT, I want to say Vijay
Vijay
Hazare.
Hazare, yeah.
And he is officially dropped from Karnataka setup. He's no
Yeah.
longer going to play in any of the formats. He's not retired, but he's
Hmm.
been dropped by the selectors just
Yeah.
to look at the next generation. So,
Yeah.
should have, could have, would have. Sumit Chatterjee, could India drop Gill and play with 4 pace bowlers? Akash, Bumrah, Siraj, Harshit Rana.
So I can see this as something that might have happened in Kohli's captaincy. Maybe not dropping Gill, but just playing 4 pacers. But because of the fragility of the current batting order, it's just too risky for a defensive captain like Rohit Sharma to think about.
True.
Yeah.
That's very true. We'll take 2 more questions and then we will be done for this test match. It's been 5 days, dude.
Yeah.
Good lord. Rohit Samsung. If Shami comes back in Melbourne, would India have a better chance of creating pressure for Australia and get more wickets in new ball? I think if Akash Deep and Bumrah start off with a new ball,
Yeah.
it'll be nice. But
Yeah.
then Siraj, you would assume he's
Yeah,
gonna
like
be
first
good.
change.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can't, because his main strength is being able to swing the ball
but
early.
he's not. Yeah, but that's
but he's
true.
yeah.
And you wouldn't want to start Siraj and Akashdeep in case the openers get off to a good start. You're bringing in Bumrah hoping he gets a wicket.
Yeah.
And in case he doesn't, and then that's a whole other topic. Why is Arshdeep Singh not considered? We spoke about this yesterday. I know Akashdeep was a good hitter. I saw him in Dilip Trophy. Yeah, he is a good hitter. He's
Yeah.
very Umesh Yadav-like.
Yeah.
Tonks the ball. Pirana, Travis Head having injury concern, a possible match out of the MCG. A sigh of relief and breathing for the Indian fans. Yeah,
There were reports of a groin injury.
yeah, but in the post-match, he also
yeah.
said he'll be fine.
Yeah.
so.
Nothing much.
The classic. Why can't India produce a good pace and swing bowler in the past few years? Is it because of IPL?
I
don't
don't
agree
think
with
that's
that.
necessarily true. In fact, if you compare the current set of bowlers versus
Yeah.
the previous generations, we are seeing more and more frequency of bowlers who can
Swing,
be
yeah.
good at swing or seam. Yeah, like I don't necessarily agree with that.
Where is Yash Dul? Now he got
Yash
good.
Dul.
Yash Dul, sorry.
Huh.
He got good technique.
Where is Yashul now? Yashul has been scoring runs as
True.
well consistently for Delhi. But yeah, again, like at this point, it's like you have to score runs across formats, then you have to score runs in the IPL.
Yes.
For people to start taking notice of you. Also, Yashdul has been in a couple of controversies with the whole Nitish Rana situation and all of that, which could be another factor that has prevented him from coming through the ranks.
2 questions and then we will be done with this. Erin asks, I see many people blaming IPL. Why? I have an interesting take. Vishal Kumar Singh asks, do you think the only good aspect of Gambhir's coaching is the instinctive decisions like bringing in Washington Sundar in between series versus New Zealand and then Nitish over Shardul and BGT?
Yeah, this is a feature of Gambhir's coaching and this management where they want to give all-rounders a go, which is a good thing because it'll help develop the all-rounders itself, because generally India have tended to just stick to whatever they have and not
that's
try out many new options. So yeah, that might actually be the only good aspect of Gambhir's coaching for now.
The IPL thing is very interesting because it's the easiest thing to blame. Like IPL is the easiest thing to blame the second Indian players don't perform.
Yeah.
The amount of wide ball games that these guys play is not a blame stuff. It's just a consequence of the modern day cricket. I mean, you will choose to play more wide ball because that is what is there.
Yeah.
You're not going to skip out on IPL or wide ball series to prepare for test matches unless you're someone like a Virat or a Rohit or a Bumrah, and you would maybe do that. IPL, it's the easiest thing to blame. It makes us angry when people prioritize IPL like the 5th test match against England,
Yeah.
where we could have just stayed it or rescheduled it. And my God, the momentum was with the Indian team, and we
We
could
would
have
have won that
possibly won
series.
that series,
Yeah.
but which we didn't.
Yeah.
We'll take one last question. And then we will be done. Bala Vignesh, if Virat and Rohit retire, then Sri Lanka beat Australia, and if we get a WTC final, then it will be a wrong call. So if they have a thought to retire, when should this be the correct time?
Ideally, after the World Test Championship cycle, it anyways ends with this
I
Australia
think the
series.
I
Yeah.
don't really
Yeah,
care.
I
if
mean, it ends
yeah.
with the series
Yeah.
because I don't know if India will make it to the final.
Yeah. A lot of interesting names coming up. Someone asked, make a video on Ricky Bowie. Now you're talking about Sheldon Jackson.
Nice.
It's very, very nice that you guys are following Ranji Trophy and its performances, because not a lot of people do. To see you guys do it and be part of the same community, it's fantastic.
Yeah.
This has been From the Stands segment. We have to move on because time runs out.
Yeah.
Talking about Wander Down Under and what should India do for the next test match. First of all, get your team right. I don't see a lot of changes. I still think Jadeja will continue. 4 paces would be very ideal, and if Rohit trusts his batters, that'll be
Trust himself.
yeah, trust himself. That'll be a bunny out of a hat.
Yeah.
And it'll be very pleasing to see. And then we have to also see the Indian batters perform well. We haven't sat down to research Melbourne as a ground and what India should do to win. But what I will say is the Indian batters, the top order, needs to perform. Like, they just need to score a bit of runs. They need to be aware of their mistakes, especially Virat and Shubman Gill and Yashasvi Jaiswal. They need to put a price on the wicket because currently they are not. And Rishabh Pant, I mean, we cut him some slack because he's performed in the last few seasons, but he also needs to find a way to play with the straight bat.
Yeah.
Like, Australians clearly have a plan against him, and if he cannot find a way out, he will be found out in this test match. So yeah, I think that's about with Indian batters what they need to do. With the Indian bowlers, yeah, I think they just need to continue. It'll be interesting if they give Siraj a rest, and if they do that, who will they bring in? Prasidh Krishna or Harshit Rana? Interesting call, but we will wait for the next test match to see that.
Yeah.
Yes, this has been our live of this test match. It's the first time we have gone on for 5 test matches. Sorry, 5 days of one test match.
Yeah.
We will do this every day of the test match. We will do this every day of the test match in this series. So watch out for all of our lives. We will keep updating stuff in our community post.
Yeah.
And if you guys don't know already, we have this ranking system of... Oh, you can see my hand again. We have this ranking system of our top performers, which we will update. It's a whole competition we are having amongst ourselves. And
In the community, you will see the posts going
in
up.
the community and all of that. Again, hey Priyam Gar, these names, I'm just very happy to see that you guys are taking these names because you guys are following domestic cricket, which is what we need cricket fans to do.
Yeah.
So yes, thank you so much for joining us all of these 5 days. This test match has been the best in terms of us doing lives, like in terms of the number of people
Viewers
joined
who've
us,
come in.
super chats, just talking to you guys, all of that in terms of metrics, which is what we like. Statistically, this has been our best test match so far.
Yeah.
So yeah, thank you so much for watching. We will see you in the next test match.
Yeah.
The day
Subscribe.
before the next test match.
Subscribe, all of that. All of our links are there. And email newsletter as well. Guys, subscribe to that. We'll have something coming out towards the end of December. And yeah, just keep an eye out for this page.
Thank you so much for watching.